Hello there, Dan Swinscoe here from the Klahani Office of Peak Sports and Spine Physical Therapy to show you some tricks we use with the foam roller to deal with some shoulder tightness. So let's get started. When you begin, we want you to begin kind of on the upper half of the arm. You're going to feel like you're doing your triceps, but you'd be surprised how much shoulder musculature gets down in that little corner. And the idea is that with my body pressure, I'm going to find an amount of pressure on an area that's tender, that's pleasantly uncomfortable, not super painful. It will not be more useful for you to be tougher and put up with more pain, okay? So you want to find a spot that hurts a little, but it should be pleasantly uncomfortable, not awful. So if I'm here and it feels pleasantly uncomfortable, perfect. But if I'm here and I'm like, oh my gosh, that really hurts a lot, I can use my other hand and offload some pressure. I can also use my body and kind of put a little bit more on my legs, okay? So it's up to you to find that sort of medium ground of pressure, but do work to find that because it's not meant to be a toughness test. That said, we have three options when we find spots that are a little tight or tender. So if I'm here and I find a spot, option one is just stay there. We call it camping. Just camp out on that spot. Let the direct pressure allow for some lessening of the tension in that area, okay? 20, 30 seconds, something like that ought to give you an idea if that's going to work for you. We then offer also just the little wiggle that everybody else does on the spots. Again, pleasantly uncomfortable, it shouldn't be terrible. And then if you move the arm itself, we refer to that as a waggle. And to do that, what you're doing essentially is sort of massaging that stuff from the inside out as opposed to with the roller from the outside in. So it's just another option. Isn't necessarily better or worse, it's just different. So we encourage you to find what your body responds best to and roll with that. No pun intended. Keep in mind that when I roll more forwards, I'm going to direct the pressure more towards muscles in the front, like pec, etc. In the back, lots of stuff back there. So don't feel like you have to be centered the whole time. Kind of seek and destroy. I'm looking for stuff that feel tight or tender, then I can camp on it, wiggle on it, or waggle on it. A lot of different ways to waggle. Just move the bone and have it work from inside out as opposed to outside in. Again, not necessarily better or worse, just different. And then you can go all the way up to where it's kind of almost on the, below the armpit on the edge of the rib cage. Your lat is still down there. And you're going to find plenty of trigger points more than likely if you work to find them and then treat them. And then in the end, what we like to do is we call a tripod stretch. So we just set the roller up end, get wide knees, and then push your hands and your rear end away from each other and just try to sink in between. I exaggerate my breathing and sink. I'll do a couple of those, and then I'm going to let the foam roller help me up just like that. Enjoy.